So I'm doing kind of like an Ezekiel testimony, I guess I'll call it that, because it's stemming from an earlier devotional I did in the week for Ezekiel. So every Monday, I try to do for my office a devotional piece, or like getting into the word, or whatever it is that you want to call it, for the staff. And so I was in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 3, and I was really approaching it from an evangelistic position. I will, at the end of this, add what I had done so you gotta get context for what I'm referring to. I'm holding my camera like a stationary situation, so it does make it a little bit more challenging to have clarity, but deal with me. So essentially, this is an important testimony to give. Okay, so giving some background. Of course, I did the devotional, and God has such a way of making you eat your own words. Like, if you preach on honesty and you're like getting in on people how important it is to be honest, then please be sure that God's gonna test you on how you are honest and put you in some like squeezable moments where you will have to prove that you're going to walk by the same words that you tell other people to do. So on that note, I was really pushing for people to evangelize. That's pretty much where I was coming from. And those of you who know me, MTC, yes, you know that I don't really have that much of an issue speaking to people. God has blessed me that way. It's not the huge challenge that I have. At times it does. Like, I just get stubborn and I feel like, no, not today. I do. I have those moments, which are so not good, because the weight and the responsibility of what God's calling us to do, preach the gospel to everyone, is so important. You don't know if it's going to fall on your hands, the situation, which is in Ezekiel. I was reading about it, praying about it, and it's like there is that responsibility and accountability that's on you. So fast forwarding to near the end of the week, it was yesterday, I was taking the bus home, and I am a driver, so I typically don't do that. I don't get those opportunities as I used to. But I was taking the bus home, and I seen these two girls who look like they could be in high school. There's like lashes and hair and all kind of stuff. And I was like, okay, they can't be in elementary. And they're talking about the injustices, and it's Black History Month that just swooped by, and all of these issues. And I felt the prompting of the Holy Spirit say, you need to talk to them. There's one in particular I really wanted to talk to, or I felt like I was supposed to, but I was like, this is going to be weird. There's people at the bus stop, and there's I just really don't want to have that moment right now. And I'm being stubborn. I'm getting like caught up in my own feelings. And not really doing what it is that I'm supposed to do, which I know a lot of us can understand what I'm saying, because we get caught up in our feelings and we're just like, either I'm too tired, I'm just don't feel like it, or whatever be the case. So I said, all right, it took forever for the bus to come, by the way, so it gave me more time to ponder my lack thereof. Like, I'm supposed to do something and the bus is taking forever, and if it came right away, then I would jump on and then pretend it never happened, and I couldn't do that. And then the two buses came. Anybody who's from Toronto, Torontonians, sometimes when it does take forever, there's like 2 or 3 buses that come up. So there's 2 buses, and I said, okay, God, if you really want me to say something to her, I will, if she comes on the second bus, because the first bus was super full. So I said, okay, if she comes on the second bus, then I will. So she didn't get on the first bus, and she didn't get on the second bus. I was like, okay, I guess my hands are free of the situation. I don't know. But we get to the station, and her and the girl are like right behind me on the escalator. I'm like, how is that even possible? I did not see a third bus. Like, how are they there? So they're like clinched up in my back, and it's like right there. I know that they're gonna be there. So then I come off the escalator and I walk, and they're standing like right on the same platform that I ended up standing at. And I'm like, oh God. So then I had said, okay, if I go into the train and we're near each other, I'm having like a super Gideon moment. If you guys know Gideon, like, I'm here testing God in all kind of ways, trying to prove if he's really talking to me. And that is so unnecessary because I know he's talking to me. And as long as he's giving you the Great Commission, go out and preach the gospel to all creatures. Then, and that is like for every believer, yeah, that's for you. So as long as you know the Great Commission, that is your responsibility. So he doesn't need to tell you, go talk to this particular person about it. You should know that's your responsibility. But this, when he does give you moments to be obedient, that is like critical. You need to do those things. I need to do those things. And man, the devil is a liar. Because truly I could have. And I should have. So nonetheless, when we get into the train, she says, I hear her say to her friend, let's go over on the other side. Like, we would have ended up in the same space, but she said she didn't want to. And honestly, I think it's because she could read it all over my face. Like, anyone, again, who knows me, I do not have a good poker face. It's everything is right there, and I'm having this moment like, God. And there's like so much going on, and I think it just made her feel maybe uncomfortable that and I'm staring on top of it, which is horrible. Anywho, so I ended up, she got off at a different station, and by the time I got to Pioneer Village, I said, oh crap, like everything just felt so heavy. I felt extremely guilty. Like, how could I not say anything? Like, this is a young girl. You know, what if something were to happen? Like, the thoughts are running through my head. What if I was supposed to be the last person to speak something to prevent her from some kind of danger? How can I let this happen? Like, the conviction was real. Like, honestly, I went to bed queasy. I felt like begging and pleading God for forgiveness. It's coming to the forefront of my mind. Like, at the time, I'm sitting at the bus stop and I'm not thinking about Ezekiel and all of that other stuff. But then when I came back home and I'm thinking about it, and as soon as the conviction is like heavy, Ezekiel's running through my mind about, you know, if you are the watchman, I ask you to do something and you don't say anything, then the blood is on your hands. And I kept thinking, oh my God, I don't want the blood on my hands. And I'm crying out and I'm praying, I'm asking God for another opportunity. And I just count it as a loss, in the sense of, well, it's on me and I just have to deal with that and discuss it with the Lord when I get to heaven. I guess there's nothing else I could do. Today, so fast forward, I ended up going downtown and I had a client and I was coming back. And so the client and I were going into the office. So that's like the office doors outside. And then she's like walking by. I caught her. She was walking by with 4 guys. And I'm guessing these are her friends. And it's like, I totally forgot I was with my client. I didn't remember. I think she just ended up going upstairs. And I was like, hey, aren't you the girl that I saw yesterday at the bus stop? And she was like, because obviously you don't know me and I'm approaching you and it's kind of awkward. But I then explained, you know, I saw you're talking to your friend. Weren't you there yesterday? And kind of made it a little softer. And she's like, okay, yeah, I remember you, so forth. So she had still like a stance of, okay, so where is this going? So I was encouraging her about, you know, if you guys really want to do something Black history or get the information out there, do it. And then I led into Christ and I was talking about, you know, asking questions. Are you guys Christians? Are you believers? And she had mentioned that she dances competitively now and she doesn't go to church on Sundays at all. But she used to, and she moved from where they used to live. And I was trying to encourage her and the people that they're with. So they all said that they were Christians. And I was like, I really hope you guys understand that riding on the coattails of your parents, because they are young, they ended up being in grade 8, riding on the coattail of your parents is not going to be sufficient. Like, he wants to have a relationship with you independently where you can cry out to him, you can pray to him, you can talk to him, and be led by him and be filled by him, and like trying to get to the grits of it. I know that time was going, it was extremely getting cold, and I think I went into my bag, took out some paper, wrote down my IG, which is, my personal is MTC Living, but the Glory Be to God, which is like, hit it up, is at GB2G. And I was mentioning to her, like, you know, there's youth groups. It's great to get involved. You can't go on a Sunday, so there's Fridays that you should take advantage of if you can. She moved to Brampton, so I was like, okay, I could connect you with some churches, some COGs that I know that are in the Brampton area. But just trying to at least be an outlet, and she could always direct message me. Side note to anybody, if you do not know Christ and you try to want to get a little bit of information, you just have a question, add me on IG or just direct message me overall, and I will do anything I can to answer those questions. If I don't know it, I will ask someone to try and get the information for you, because I do not know everything. Truly, I don't. So I left that situation, you know, praying for her and praying for the others. You know, one guy in there did seem convicted, like he felt like, I really need to do better in my walk. And I'm happy that I was able to speak the goodness of God, like to have the ability to say, you know, Jesus is the way. He's the way maker. He's the truth and the light. Like that's where we all need to be. That's like the goal. It was amazing to have the opportunity, and I honestly just thank God that He allowed another chance to swing by, just so I could, in my heart, take that pain off me. And I do know that it does not take away from what I did not do before, but He is a Lord that gives you second chances. Like He gives you another opportunity. Like if He didn't, He didn't. It's not like I'm guaranteed it, but the fact that He did allowed me to just wipe that off of my hands and know that I actually did. Not because I want to be able to say, whew, I'm over it. It has nothing to do with me anymore. She on her own. Whew, I'm okay. Whew, you know, another, like, it's not that. It's ultimately, I wanted to know that a child, that anybody, it doesn't matter if you're a child or not, but she deserves an opportunity for someone to reach out and say, I love you. She deserves an opportunity to hear the gospel. She deserves that. I love her enough without knowing her to offer it. And I don't know why I was being so stubborn. The devil is a liar. Like I can't let him have his way. It's God's way. And I just want to remind everybody that your burden is the other person. And boy did, like if you read on in that Ezekiel chapter, boy did God give the burden of the people on him. So don't think that you're removed from it. Honestly, I'm so grateful. Thank you, God. Thank you. Because I could continue praying for her with a different heart about the situation. And I hope to see her in heaven. If you get to see me in this video, you know what? You're loved. I just want to remind you of that. And I can't wait to see you in heaven where I could say, girl, how you doing? Like, so what ended up happening after the day that I saw you? Hopefully I get to see you again. But if I don't, know that you are loved and people are praying for you. I'm pretty sure people are going to see this post and pray for you, and that's going to go. And I hope your situation gets better. That's if you ever see this. Ultimately, is there anything else? I don't think so. So we're coming to the end. I will add the video or the devotional that I did so you kind of get a little bit of context as to why the conviction was so heavy. And glory be to God. GB2G. So that's glory be to God. The whole earth is full of His glory. That includes you. Yes, that includes you. You are super gifted, super unique. There's so much that He put inside of you. And so please utilize that to glorify the Lord, your God, our God, Jesus. Use that for Him, please. Because you just should. You just should. I am excited to see what you're going to do in the kingdom. I know it's going to affect me in a mighty way. And so please, 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 please don't rest on it. Do something for the Lord. Glorify Him. Glorify. Be glorified. Yes, be glorified. Oh God. So please glorify the Lord. I am spieling for way too long. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.